Hi, Lise. Good morning.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Great. Are you ready for the session?
Yep.
Wonderful. And am I speaking properly to you? Loud and
Yeah.
clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so today we are going to talk about matrices. What do you know about this?
Uh, there's a 9 square matrix, and also there's a 4 square matrix. And in matrices, you need to kind of complete the pattern. It can go in a pattern horizontally or in a pattern vertically.
Exactly, that's right. So we will be having a big square that will be split into some parts. We need to find out one of the missing parts, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so let's see the first example here.
Okay. That one looks pretty easy.
Uh-huh.
Wait, shall I read it?
Yes, please.
Okay, so it says in the big square on the left in the example below, one of the squares has been left empty. One of the 5 figures on the right should fill the empty square. Its letter has been marked on your answer sheet. Solution D. As you move through the series, the dot acquires an extra ring around it, increasing the overall size of the circle each time. The central dot is presenting in each cell. In the example below, the two shapes at the top are both the same, except that the circle on the left is white and the one on the right is black. In the bottom left, there is a white shield shape. To complete the pattern, the missing shape has to be a black shield shape.
Okay, and white black, white D.
Because the in the first 2 squares, it's a white circle that stays the same shape, but it turns black. So then the shield shape will stay the same, but it'll turn black. So it can't be A, B, C, or E. It can only be D.
Exactly, that is right. Well explained. Now we have another one here. So we need not to read the explanation part. Why do you think option A is the right one?
I think option A is the right one because so number one, it's rotating and it's rotating clockwise. That looks like 90 degrees. So
Exactly,
yeah, the shape is the same. It just rotates 90 degrees clockwise.
exactly. That is why option A is the right one. And now we don't have this complete one. It's fine. Okay.
Yeah, see most of the shape.
Okay, so now let's start working some questions. Please try
Yeah.
question number one.
Okay, so question number one has a square with vertical shading and wait 1 second. Okay, there. So then it's cut into 4 different squares like this. First, what I can notice is that the top left square stays the same shading vertical, and then in this square, the vertical shadings rotate a bit to turn like this,
Mhm.
and then the bottom one you can say is the complete opposite of the vertical shading since it's horizontal, and then this one also you could say it's the exact opposite shading as the top one on top of it because the shaded lines are both going like in a different way, like left and right. So first, if we cut this like this and then like this, so we'll have this type of line here. So let's see, we can eliminate E because here the shadings are going kind of this way. So
Mm-hmm.
then, um, so this side, the bottom has to be the opposite. So it's going to be like this. So eliminate B. And then the next side, okay, so this would be rotated to look like straight horizontal lines. So eliminate A. And then, of course, the bottom would be the opposite, so vertical lines. And here they're still diagonals. So eliminate C. I think the answer is D.
Well done, Elise. I'm really impressed by the way you explained your thoughts here. Yes, the right answer is D. Well done.
Yay!
That's a really very good start. Good work
Thank
here.
you.
You're welcome. Now it's time for question number two.
Okay, so in question number two, we have a circle with a smaller dotted circle. And here you have that circle. Wait, here, it's there. So, 1 second there. So you have that circle right here in the middle, the dotted one and that one. And then after that, you have some lines surrounding it. So here you have one line and another line. One thing that I noticed is that in the bigger two, so we'll say this red outline one is one circle, and then two other ones are the other. So here, since the dotted one is inside, the bigger kind of circular lines around it, the dotted one is outside, well dashed. So
Mhm.
using that information, I think we're going to be able to find the answer. So first, let's see. It can't be E because here the circle in the middle stays the same, and here the dash lines are inside, and it definitely can't be C because um the lines only change. There's no like dotted lines outside, and also these have solid lines, and the middle shape doesn't change. So then it also, so let's see. Okay, so it can't be A because it has way too many solid lines and not enough dash lines. So it's either B or D, and it can't be D because here another thing, when the shape kind of gets the opposite, both of these two lines, the circular lines are the same. So, or like,
Uh-huh.
there's two ways I think because they're both solid, but I think there's two ways of solving this question. You could also just say like a sequence dashed, then a solid, a dash. So like one thing and then two of the same things and then another thing. So here it's a solid line. So I don't think it's D. I think maybe it's B.
Exactly, it's B. Now, Elise, if you look at the question figure here, we can see that there's a simple pattern. Dashed line, then solid circle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, so we have something in center and then we have a circle, another one. So The middle one stays the same. Then we have the circle that was already there. Now what we have is we have the another solid shape, then the one which was in the middle, isn't it?
Yeah.
So dashed line, line dashed. So the one which is
Yeah.
in the center is the one which is in the outer surface, right?
Yeah.
So instead of, I'm not saying that answer is wrong. Yes, answer B is the right one. But instead of looking for each and every option, we could have looked for a shape which is which has solid in the center, solid in the end, and two dashed squares in the middle. So this is that is B only,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yes. So the point here is when you see that the change is very, very simple,
Yeah.
right? So instead of checking each and every one, eliminating, why don't we just focus that what will be the right one?
Yeah. Sorry if you
Yes.
could
So
hear the background noise. My brother's crying.
it's okay. Okay. So what we can do is in the questions. So this is simple trick to save few seconds, I would say. So let's say
Okay.
if the trick or the change in the question is easy, just look for the right option. Okay.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
know that my right option will have a solid square, then two dashed square, a solid square. Only this
Yeah.
option has that.
Yeah.
Yes. So there are two things we need to mention. We need to take care of. First is the answer should be right. Second, we are managing our time as well. Okay.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
we get 15 minutes to do 40 questions of NVR. So 20 will be either analogies or codes, and then the other 20 will either be matrices or similarities.
Okay. Are you sure? 40 questions in 15 minutes.
15 minutes, yeah, only 40 questions is a lot.
Okay. So we
And
have
then
less
two
than 30 seconds for each and every question, right?
yeah.
Oh, no worries. We will practice and we will make sure that we are doing each and every question. We're not leaving any. Okay, now what do you see in question number three?
So question number three, there's like kind of a circle that looks like a paper is folded, and then it gets flipped, and also the dash line in the middle goes out, and
Uh-huh.
also wait, and yeah. So here there's like one, two, three, and here there's one, two, three as well. So there's one that's dotted and then one outside that's plain, and then it's kind of like the opposite type of line shading. So here the bottom same, it has like these solid lines turned to dash, so it's actually a pretty easy type of thing to notice, and you don't really need to pay attention to the flipping because in the option the flipping is all correct. So first, when you flip it, you should have two dash lines, and when you flip this, you should also have two dash lines. So let's see. I
Just a
think
minute, just a minute. Could you please explain that once again? How do you know that you're going to have two dashed lines?
because it's like the opposite type of thing. So here, this is solid, and then this is dashed. So the ones that's dashed, it will turn solid, and then the ones that's solid will change to dashed. That's kind of how I know.
Exactly, exactly. So if we see that, if we can say that, Lise, this is a mirror. Both of the shapes, this one and this one, they have turned, they have flipped vertically, and the types of lines have been reversed,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
Great. Go ahead and try to find the right option.
Okay, so one thing I already know is that there's going to be two dashed lines in both of them. So, uh, not this, not this. Okay, so also one other thing, it has to kind of be in the correct pattern. So if this would get flipped,
Mhm.
it would look two solid lines like this, and then the dash line here. So it can't be A because the pattern is different. And
Recheck
also
it
here,
once. Recheck it
uh,
once. Are you talking about the top part of the square?
uh,
Are you
yeah.
talking about this one? Okay, great.
Then let's see. Okay, so then of course you already straight away know it can't be C because only one line. So it's E.
That was pretty quick. So impressed to see that you worked through the question so quickly. Really very well done, Alize.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, now why did you choose E only? Why it's not D?
Because in D, uh this shape when it gets flipped, it
Uh-huh.
it has to have two dashed lines. In D, the bottom one only has two solid lines and one dashed line.
Exactly. Good observation here. Now let's try the next question. Question number two. Sorry, question
Okay.
number four.
Yeah, I was just like, what? so
Okay, question number four.
so in question number 4, you have a gray and white type of half shaded circle, and then you have the shading. So the lines are diagonal like this, and then they rotate to turn straight horizontal. Well, actually, they know, but just ignore I said that actually. So, yeah, that's how it looks like, and then it gets rotated and just gets rotated. That looks easy. So,
Mm-hmm.
if we would rotate this shape, also here we have to pay attention where the gray shading will end up. So, let's see. If this was rotated like this, so the gray part would be at the top and it would be pointing up diagonally. Not this, not this, not this. And also on the right side would be the diagonal shading and on the left would be the horizontal. So I think, oh, okay. So, okay, yeah. It's going down, so I don't think it's B since here the shading is incorrect. It's going up and it's supposed to be going down. Is the answer C?
Exactly, that is right. The answer is C. Now we can see fifth question is not complete. So we will move to the next one, okay?
Okay.
Okay, and what I assume here is if I look closely at the shape, the
Uh,
D1 for mhm,
Carry on.
it's going to be the same. This one is, I hope, is same as this one.
Yeah, hopefully. Maybe
Do you have the book?
some kind of rotation,
Okay, let's
but
do one thing. Let's do one thing. We can
yeah,
get back to this question, okay? Because this image is not complete. So
I
let's
can
focus on.
check if you want.
Once we are done with remaining questions, we will check, okay?
Okay.
Okay, great. Now please try the top question.
Okay. So this is rotated, and then after it's rotated down, the shapes are cut in half. So the top shape is cut horizontally, and the bottom shape is cut like vertically. So just the same thing here. If you would cut it, it would look like this. you would have kind of a shape like this, and then this side it would be like a triangle. So first, let's see, the triangle would also be pointing down because here, after it gets cut and rotated, the part that's still there, the other half part, is pointing down. So same for this. So it's not B or E because E is cut horizontally, and B, the triangle's pointing up. Then it's not D because, or A, it's not D because when you cut it, the wider part would be at the top like this, and that's not how it looks in D. So then after that, it can't be A because it's rotated incorrectly. So I think the answer is C.
Exactly, the answer is C. What a beautiful way of explanation here, Elise. Well done.
Thank-
You're welcome. Now it's time for question number 7.
Okie dokie. Question number 7 is, so we have a shaded square slash diamond that looks a bit like this, and that gets rotated, and also actually the whole thing gets rotated really, and
Okay.
but after it gets rotated this way, the square will look a bit like this. It won't be in the shape of a diamond. So first rotate the arrows, it'll look like this, and then after that you have to rotate the square as well, so kind of separately, so that you get the correct shape. So here, just kind of, yeah. So one thing, these two same arrows would be pointing up, so eliminate D, eliminate E, and then onto the diamond, it can't be C because again it's the same square, it's not a diamond. And then after that, let's see. Look, I think it'll be okay. So when we rotate it, is the answer A?
Okay, why A?
Because I think the rotation is correct.
The rotation of lines or the squares?
The lines and the square, I think.
Okay, let's check it again. Aliza, you are very, very close to the answer. Just tell me one thing.
Yeah,
What difference do you see in this one and in this one?
that the squares have changed their rotation.
Okay, and by how many degrees you think the square has been rotated?
I think is that 90 degrees?
90. Okay, and if
Oh,
if it's
actually, I just realized something.
okay,
When I
mm-hmm.
rotated the the shape, yeah, from then, I tried to rotate the square while it was rotated in the way the arrows were. Then I tried to rotate it, so that's why it's incorrect. But actually, first rotate the arrows and then rotate the square separately, because then it's not A, it's actually B.
Exactly, that is right.
Yeah.
Yes, it's B. So when you will look at this square, Alize, we can see that this square has rotated 45 degrees anti-clockwise.
Yeah.
So this one as well will rotate 45 degrees clockwise, which will look like this, or this.
Yeah.
Okay? And if
Okay.
you see these lines coming from the edges, we can see that they are moving 90 degrees anti-clockwise.
Yeah,
If that means this circle is going to be here, okay?
yeah.
And
Okay.
here we are going to have this arrow. So which one do you
Yeah.
think is right?
B.
Exactly. So option B is the right one. So try to understand the changes that are given in the question figure, okay?
Okay.
Great. Now question number 8.
Okay. Question number 8 uh, is so first we're rotating this, and one thing when it gets rotated here, it would be black, and then here would just be white. So like that's how it looked, but then they both swap shadings after they rotated to make white on this side and black on this side. So do the same
Hmm.
thing with here. So when it gets rotated, the arrow would be pointing down, and so you can eliminate
Okay.
B, and the cross would look kind of like mm, this. The bigger part would be there, and the smaller part would be here. So it can't be C, and also it can't be A because this is a different type of kind of shape. And
Hmm.
then onto the shadings because B and E's arrow is correct, but now onto the shading of the small arrows. The black part would be here. Wait, this there. The black part would be here, and the white part would be here. So we need to flip them, and the black arrow would be here, and the white arrow would be here. So we can. It can't be A. It can only be. I read. It can't be B, and it can only be E.
Well done, Elise. That was a wonderful attempt from your side. Yes, it's option E. Amazing
Yay!
explanation. Now let's move to question number 9.
Okay. Question number 9 is so we have this kind of cube, and they're both facing different ways, kind of like this and then like this. So here it's the top kind of reflects with this one at the top, and then here these two faces swap each other's position. So this one will go here and this one will go here.
Mm-hmm.
So wait 1 second. Okay, so now do the same thing here. It would look so it wouldn't be A or E because this one is literally just the same. So it's not A, and E, these the kind of lines are incorrect. Then we have these options, and so this would look like so the top is correct, and then here when these would swap, it can't be B because here this is like at the top, and this one will go at the top as well. So then let's see. I think it will be okay. Is the answer D?
Um, Elise, why not C?
Because I don't think it's C because the line is not incorrect here. It's supposed to be uh like Yeah, the longer one is supposed to be here, and also the smallest one is dashed, and I think the longest one is supposed to be dashed.
Yes, the question was actually tricky, but I'm so proud that you did this one independently. For that, Elise, I'm going to draw a big, big smile for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That was a very good attempt. This one was the trickiest question. Good work, Elise.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, again, question number 10, and this one as well is not complete. So, we will move to the next one.
We need a better photographer.
Okay, let's hire one after your exam, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now it's question number one. What do you notice?
So first, I noticed that this, you could say, add shape turns into a multiplication sign, or the cross kind of rotates, and then the middle shape, actually, yeah, this is horizontal matrices kind of thingy. So let me get to it. So the diamond in the middle will come the big shape, and then
Uh-huh.
the square that's kind of the diamond that was inside the square will come, like four of them will come on the sides, and then the cross will come in the middle. So first we'll have a hexagon, so we can eliminate A and B, and then this
Mm-hmm.
cross is kind of like a plus sign, more like, so it can't be D since this is more like a multiplication sign, and then it obviously straight away you'll know it's not E because only one shape can be all around the shape, but these are like two different types. So it's not E. I think the answer is C.
So, what is the final answer here?
C.
Yes. So, this one was easy, right?
Yeah, pretty easy.
Yes, it was. Now, let's focus on the second question.
Okay, question number two. So we have kind of a pentagon that's cut off, and we have another pentagon that's also cut off. So here, the pentagon. So the sides that were dashed turn solid, and the sides that were solid turns dashed. And then there's another kind of cut off pentagon inside the shape, but it's facing. It's like the opposite. So it looks like the shape. So this shape before, but reflected in the other way. So just do the same thing for the top. And first, it would be, so the part which has a gap would be pointing here. So it can be C. And then it also, let's see, so it can be A because this doesn't look like this. There's no dash bar. It's fully solid. And then it also can be D because here, the bigger shape, like the bigger shape, when it goes into the inside shape, it basically just flips horizontally, and it's the same shape though. So I don't think it's D, and then it's definitely not B because here the outside shape is fully solid, so it's not B. I think the answer is E.
Well done, Elisa. This question was also very difficult, but I'm proud by the way you're solving it on your own. Well done.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Now we have the next question.
Okay, the next
And
question.
yes,
Yeah.
and Elisa, tell me one thing. Have you tried these questions before?
No, I don't. Well, I don't remember doing these questions before.
No. Okay. Now let's try question number three.
Question number three. So it's just easy rotation. So let me just double check if there's no sneaky changes. So okay, there's none. There's no changes. This question is being nice on us. So it's getting rotated. So it's not A.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's not D, it's not E because they're both rotated incorrectly. And then when this shape gets rotated, the line would be pointing like this, kind of. So it's not C. Wait, actually, let me double check that. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so it would actually pointing when it would get rotated, it would be wait. Yeah. So it's not C because here looks rotated like this way and here it's a bit more pointing here. I think it's B.
Okay, it's good to see that you tried this one as well on your own. Really very well done.
Thank you.
Okay, so if I look at the options, I can see only two options are actually close, B and C, right?
Yeah.
So what is the difference between B and C?
The way kind of the shaded tilted rectangle is pointing. So in B it's pointing to the left, in C it's pointing to the right.
Okay, so if I see here, it was like this, isn't it? Let me.
Yeah.
It was like this. So when we rotated 45 degrees, it's still the same, isn't it, Elise?
Way. Okay. On second thought, it's not B. I keep on pressing the wrong button. There. Second thought, it's actually C.
Exactly. So now, can we say B is the right one?
No.
You are right. So option C is the right one. Please go ahead and take a look on question number 4. For that, I would like you to be my teacher and I like to as your student, okay?
Okay.
Okay,
So,
go through the question, understand it first, and teach me as a kid.
okay. So, question number four.
Yes,
Uh,
question number 4.
so first here it's a dash square and then a smaller dash square, and then we have a medium solid square and a really small black square. So here it kind of goes in pairs. So the largest one and just kind of the small one rotates into a diamond and the smaller one goes inside the larger one, and then same here, the really small one and the medium one. So that will also just make a diamond and rotate. So now with the circles, we'll have this one and this one. So we'll have a solid line outside and a black shaded circle inside. So it can't be A, B, D, or E. And you'll already know it's C, but just as an extra, if you wanted us the bottom one, the shape, it'll be so the circle, the dash circle here, and we have a really small solid one here. So you'll have a small solid one and then a medium dash one. So all of the circles have the correct shading and type of line. So the answer is C.
Exactly, the right option is C. That was easy, right?
Yeah.
Great, Elise. I'm very much impressed by the way you're doing these questions independently. So it seems you're going to get a good score in matrices as well.
Mm,
Okay,
even
now
though paper version everyone says a lot because I don't know why.
okay, you just need to be confident, Elise. You just need to be a little bit confident so you can see here in the session as well, you're doing most of the questions on your own, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's probably because of the time. You have 15 minutes, and then so if you have 20 questions in each section, what I do is I do 15 questions in one of the section, leave the other five questions, then do the other 15 if I can try to get to 15. So then, yeah, I try
For that.
kind of
Mhm.
leave five questions. So you let's say you have analogies and similarities. 20 questions of analogies go first. Do 15 questions of analogies. Move on to similarities and try to complete that. And if I have extra time, go back to the five questions and analogies to complete them.
Okay, for that, Elise, you actually need to practice more and more sample papers.
Mm, yeah.
Exactly. So we need to practice more and more. Now let's focus on question number six. A little bit tricky, but I believe we can do this.
Okay. So here we have circles. So you have one solid medium circle that stays the exact same in both pictures. And then here you have this shape. So you have one big circle, which then, so like raised here, the big circle turns dashed. The
Mm-hmm.
biggest one turns dashed, and then the smallest one will turn solid, and then the two here. So you can say this row stays the same, and then this row becomes different. So use the same rule here. The dotted line will stay the same in at the top picture, so you can eliminate B, and then so this will go here. So you have a dotted line here, kind of circle, so you can eliminate A since it's solid there. And then you're going to have the dotted biggest shape. So it can't be D or E. And before solving any of the other things, you already know it's C.
Exactly, that is right. So the right option is option C. Good work here, Elise. Well done. Now please try question number seven.
7. So here we have some shapes. We have one large triangle, two small triangles, and one small rectangle. And the rectangle rotates. Well, you could say, yeah, it rotates to turn horizontal. And then the other triangles stay the same, but they move positions. These two ones go up, and then basically, yeah. So it can't be E because this is literally the almost the exact same thing, almost, but it's not how it's supposed to be. So it's not E, and it's not A because here the largest triangle doesn't change, and here it's flipped. So it's not A, and also in A, yeah. So then in B, so it's not D. Of course, it's not D actually, because here the triangles are both different, but here they're both the same. So when they go up, one won't be pointing down, and almost the same for B because here the same thing with the triangles. They'll just go up. They won't flip or anything. But in B they flipped, so it's not B. So it can only be C.
Exactly, that is right. Wonderful way of solving these questions, Alize.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now please try the next question.
Okay, the next question is, so we have some shapes again. So we have this hexagon, and so the hexagon rotates then, and the diamond, so in the middle, rotates to be a square, and then the huge circle around it goes on top, and its shading turns to a dotted line. So also like kind of what types of lines are. So the shape in the middle, its lines will change into a different, like the opposite. So it'll change into the solid line. So now let's apply those rules in this question. So the hexagon doesn't change its line. So when it gets rotated, it can't be B, and it also can't be A because it's not rotated at all. And then onto this first, the rotating the square in the middle will turn into a diamond, so it can't be C because the square is the exact same. Also, the diamond in the middle will turn into a different, it'll turn solid, so it can't be E. You'll know the answer is definitely D. And also can be E because one about the diamond not changing into a solid line, and also when the like half of the circle, like the semicircle, goes on top of the hexagon, it's supposed to be dotted, not solid. So I think the answer is D.
Well done, Alize. Yes, the answer is T. Good work here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now it's time for question number 9.
Okay. So here it's really, really, really easy. It's just reflecting, like flipping, you could say.
Exactly. We can say
So
in the center
yeah,
there is a mirror, right?
yeah. So here you don't really have to solve anything. You just need to find the correct line of shapes. And yeah, so I can already see the actually no, I was about to say I see the answer. You can already eliminate B and C because they're pointing the exact same way as the first thing, and it's a mirror. So it's not that.
Uh-huh.
And then you can also, let's see. So now onto shapes. Here the squares on top of the diamond. So here the square will be on top of the diamond. So you can eliminate D. And also here at the bottom, let's see the bottom square, it's a diamond, and so this one would also be in the shape of a diamond, so it can be A, and I think the answer is E.
Exactly. It's this question is actually very, very easy. Let me tell you how. When you see this one, these two are eliminated straight away, right?
Yeah,
If you see these two images, in A, these two shapes are joined, so these cannot be the right answer.
yeah,
So it's E.
yeah, that was a
Good.
really easy question.
Exactly. That was super duper easy. Now we are going to have some tricky questions. Okay, here it is. Go ahead and please take a look.
Okay, wow, that is a 9 square matrix, so let's just
Hmm.
do it. So first it gets rotated, and okay, so after it gets rotated, if it's a black shading, then it'll turn white. If it's a white shading, it'll turn black, kind of like that. But the triangle that's in the horizontal row, like the row that has two triangles, the one of them will stay the same, and the other will just turn white, and then the bottom one will turn black, and it keeps on rotating and changing its shading. So I think after this, this the one singular triangle will be white, and when it's rotated it'll be on this side kind of, and then there'll be the line. So it's not E and it's not B because of the incorrect like rotation and also shadings. Then after that, let's see. Okay, so here then it okay. So after it rotates, it'll rotate back to a position that will be okay. So then the smaller top one, the smaller one will turn black since already this like in the in the row that has two shapes on it, then the smaller one will turn black because already in the other one the bigger one turned black. So it can't be D. And also when you rotate it, I think the smaller one will be pointing on top of the bigger one. So I don't think it's A. I think the answer is C.
Okay, and how you know that the top one is going to be the smaller triangle?
Oh, I just realized something.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think it's actually um looks more like it's supposed to be wait a minute. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So I
Mm-hmm.
just am thinking. I changed my mind. It's actually A. I got a bit confused when these two shapes were like this because then I didn't know where the gap was. I was just like, how did these two triangles change? So I got a bit confused, but yes, just it's actually going to be A. And I also think one other thing that this can also be done vertically because it can also rotate without even changing the shadings. So
Exactly.
yeah, I think actually the easier way, if you want it to be quicker and easier, the best way to do it is going to be vertically because then no shadings change. You just rotate it.
The shadings are changing. Let me tell you how. What we can do is, so there are different ways of actually looking
Doing
at
it.
a question,
Yeah,
right? So what I see is, I split this shape into two parts, this part and that part, okay?
yeah,
So I just see that here, this shape, every shape here, it is turning 45 degrees clockwise.
yeah,
Here, then this side, then bottom, then left, top, right, bottom. Now it's going to be on left. I know that here this thing eliminates option B,
yeah,
right? B cannot be the right option. Now it's just matter of the shading part. If I see the
yeah,
shading, I see big triangle, outer triangle, small triangle, big triangle,
yeah,
outer triangle, small triangle. Here is a big triangle, outer triangle, small triangle.
yeah,
Now, where small b, small will be at the bottom.
yeah,
Yes. So it's clearly option A.
yeah.
Yes. So here now we have question number 12. Please take a look. It's actually very easy.
Okay. So yeah, it is actually very easy. You just rotate it, and the ones that are black turn white, and the ones that were white turn black. Really easy.
Exactly. That was a very good observation. Quick. That was quick. Now tell me what is the right one.
The right one is so B.
Uh-huh. Yes, it's B. Well done, Elise. Okay,
For
now
me,
we
that was
have
yeah. I was going to say for me, you didn't really have to eliminate on question number 12 because you just have to rotate.
okay. Now please try question number 13.
Okay, so first I know what direction. Oh, so yeah. Again, uh, let's see. Yeah. So again, I was going to say that this can be done in multiple ways because one, you could try and say it like this. So a line going down, and you need to complete the shape by doing like this and just adding like the circles. Two, you could just say vertical. You could say it goes this way, then it goes this way, then it goes this way like that, and then also you could do it in a horizontal type of chain as well. So, yeah, there is multiple ways. So, first, I think you would have to. So, here,
Mm-hmm.
first, it'll be pointing this way to complete the diamond. So, it can't be C, and then also the line joining it will be dotted, since here it's all dotted when it gets joined. But the bottom, so the bottom here part will be solid, and then the top will be dotted. So we can eliminate B because here's solid at the top and dotted at the bottom. And then also A. Okay. I think the answer is D because the solid lines and dotted lines are in the correct place, and also it's pointing the correct direction.
Okay, and why not E?
E. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about E. Uh, I don't think it's E because I think the way the lines are pointing, like kind of like it's correct in a way, but at the same time, the shading of the lines, I think the top line is supposed to be kind of dotted here, and then here it's supposed to be solid. So I don't think it's E either.
Okay, so let's see another point of view here. Lise, if you focus here, see here, this is dashed line, this is
That's a solid line.
dashed, solid, dashed, dashed, sorry,
So
solid, dashed.
then solid.
Okay, okay, let's do one thing. Let me tell you another thing here. Take a look on this one and this one. Do you see any relation between these two?
Uh, that they're basically just the same, but it got flipped, and then also uh, the part that was kind of that had the solid line also just became different, but otherwise it just got flipped, kind of.
Yes, exactly. We can say that it is rotated 180 degrees, Elise.
Yeah,
Now look at this one and this one.
yeah.
So what is going? What do you think? What it is?
I think that it is Uh, so it's going to be like so that side. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it should be so that side will be pointing. Is it actually E?
Exactly, it's actually easily say because if you flip this 180 degrees, you will get E.
Yeah,
Or if you see this here, this here, this is dashed. Now the opposite one is dashed. Now the other one is dashed, right?
yeah,
If this one is dashed, the small one here, the big one is dashed here, the small one would be dashed.
yeah.
Yes, so it is option number E.
Uh, E. Yeah.
Okay, now let's try the last question for the day, question number 14.
Okay. Question number 14 is so we have two cross type of lines and then okay, so we have a black dotted line that then goes down. So let's see. Yeah. So here, uh, you could do it two ways, I think. So, number one way you could do it horizontally. Number two way you could do it vertically. So first, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of flipped. So you can say this one is pointing down. It's not an arrow, but then it would be easier to tell. And then it goes up, and then it goes back down. And you can also tell that it'll be a white circle one because it's easy to see it here. So then after that, you could use this part. So it goes up like this, and it goes down, and then it'll go up again. So it'll look like it won't be A, it won't be D, it won't be E,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think it will be C. I think the answer is B.
Okay, Lise, that was a wonderful, wonderful effort from your end. I really appreciate that. For that, Elise, here I have stars for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Very nice effort here, Elise. But take a look here. What if I say that this shape, the first one, is made up of this and this?
Well, that would make sense.
Exactly. So if you will, you know, actually flip this vertically, it will be like this. If you will move this horizontally, it will be like this. Same thing is
Yeah.
here. Move this vertically, it will be like this, right?
Yeah.
Now, now if you will flip this horizontally, it will be like, oops, this.
Yeah.
Now, in the same way, I am looking for the option which has this vertically flipped and this horizontally flipped.
Yeah.
This vertically flipped will be either B, C, or D.
Yeah.
And how will I pick the right one out of these three?
You rotate. Well, you also flip the diagonal one.
Yes. And what will be the answer?
Then the answer would be. Would it be here? Maybe D.
Alize, when we are flipping it, let's say you have a mirror here,
Yeah.
isn't it? Focus here. If this is the image, this is the one we are using, right? In the answer.
Yeah.
So that means there is a mirror in between. They are
Yeah.
flipped horizontally. Here as well, Elise.
I
Here
think
will
I know
be,
the answer.
what is it?
Is it C?
Exactly, it's C, Elise. Let me repeat that. Why? If you will notice that if I'll mix my second column and the third column, I'll get the answer for my first one, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there is a little twist. Those two shapes are not exactly the same. This is
Yeah.
vertically flipped,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
this one is horizontally flipped.
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you what is vertically and horizontally flipped are. If you're flipping vertically, the mirror is here. Okay,
Yeah.
when we are
Yeah.
flipping horizontally, the mirror is like this.
Yeah.
Okay, does
Okay.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, Lisa, we are done with these questions. We are running short of time. Let's do one thing. Let's do one more question. Okay, I would like you to pick any one question out of these four, the one you would like to do. Try to pick the most challenging one.
Okay. So if I would have to pick the most challenging one, I would say maybe I'll just so not 19, not 18. Maybe I would say uh 17.
Okay, let's do question number 17. Please go ahead and take a look on the question.
Okay. So it's some lines that kind of make a quarter of a square, you could say. And then I think I'm going to do this vertically. So it flips first in in this row. So first it flips down, and then it flips to the left side. So here it flips to this side, and then it flips down. So if I would see what this one is, it flips down, and then this flips horizontally. The black line would be here. So not A, not C, not uh, D or E, because here, like there is a thick black line at the border, and a D and E, it's like in the middle. So I think the answer is B.
Exactly, the answer is B. That was, actually a very challenging question, but you completed the question, Elise. I appreciate the way you did the work today. That was pretty impressive.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, Elise, that was wonderful teaching you today. So, we are left with question number 16, 18, and
19.
19. So, I'll give you some homework. I'll send you the homework, and we will do these three questions as well, okay?
Yeah.
Great. Now, Elise, it's time to end this session. Have a wonderful day ahead. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye.